Hello, Andy here, and OBS 32.2 has just released. Well, OBS 32.2.1 has released with a couple of bug fixes, but I just wanted to create a video that will help you guys be the ultimate survival guide for any time you are updating OBS and you don't know whether or not to update, or you're a bit scared. So this is going to cover the backup process. It's going to cover a test build of OBS, how to update, feedback, any issues that you have, how to roll back, and all that jazz. Everything will be timestamped, so don't worry, just flick across through to it and you can find all the relevant information you need, alright? So I do a lot of videos like this. My name's Andy, so make sure you are subscribed because I'm always happy to help you guys, alright? Let's get into it. So backing up is the most important thing you should be doing, and you should be doing this all the time regardless, even if you're not updating. So for most people, the place to back up is just inside OBS itself. You go up to the profile section just at the top here, and you've got all your different profiles, and you can export each one individually. So you just press export, and then it'll bring up a little menu where you can fill this in. I'll put it on my desktop, and I will call this, in fact, I'll just press select folder because it's going to name the file automatically for me. And the next one to do is the scene collection. This is all your sources and everything like that that you've got inside of OBS. So I'll export this one as well, put this one on my desktop, and I'll just leave it as in development and press save. That is it. I've backed up the most important stuff inside of OBS. Obviously, there's a bunch of other files like plugins, themes, and all that jazz. And you can still back all that up as well. That's not a problem. So most of the time, people's installations are in their C drive. So you go into C drive and you go into program files, and you usually find OBS Studio here. Mine's not, because I run in Portable, which allows me to open multiple at once, and we'll talk about that in a little while. But mine is just in my D drive, because I can put it anywhere when it's in Portable mode. So software, OBS, and you can see all the files just here. I even store my StreamUP folder in here as well. So I can grab all these files and just back this up as well. And that's the entire software done. Another place where files can be, depending on if you're not using portable mode and you're just using the installer, the place that you grab these from is if you press the start menu, go to appdata, %, so %, appdata, %, press enter. This will take you to this folder just here, which will have a OBS-Studio folder in just there, with all of your profiles on there, your scene collections, basically all of your settings. If you're using portable mode though, it's just in here anyway, under config. This is basically the exact same folder, right? So it's just in two different locations. So you can back all those up, and that's all good. If you're worried about plugins and things and backing plugins up, don't worry about that, because we've got tools out there to make it easy for you guys to run your plugins, download fresh ones, and make sure they're updated, because most of the time you'll have issues is because your plugins aren't up to date. So you can see your plugin folder just there in your OBS folder, and you'll also have some in data and then OBS plugins just there. So there's basically a couple of places where plugin data is. But I don't really recommend backing that stuff up, because it's always better to get the fresh versions. And that's why we created the StreamUP plugin, and then Silver made the StreamUP Plugin Installer. This handy little thing will allow you to download all the plugins that you use. You can just check which ones you want just down here. There's pretty much nearly all the plugins that are on the OBS website, and I actually do a lot of version tracking. So if you're using the StreamUP OBS plugin, again, all the links will be down below. You can actually check whether or not these are all up to date, and you can download the updates, which is so handy because this will download all the out-of-date ones for you. You just press download, and then it will literally put them all into a zip file, so you can easily just copy and paste them into OBS. So if I open that folder where this is now, you'll be able to see we've got the OBS plugins and OBS the data folder. We literally just copy and paste them straight into our OBS folder. That's it. You've got all the new ones in there. Easy as that. That's how to back up and get everything back up to date when it comes to OBS. Obviously, moving forward, the kind of most important thing is testing OBS before you update your OBS, because there's so many people out there that will like update OBS and then instantly start streaming and then realize maybe their video capture device isn't working. That was a bug, but it got fixed because it was reported. So the way that I do that is, like I say, portable mode of OBS. And to get OBS, a short mention, is the Scene Collection Manager by Exeldro. This allows you to back up all your scene collections. Really handy plugin that will automatically do it for you and back it up to a separate location. Really handy. Again, I'll leave that link in the description. But to get the portable mode working, you just go to OBS website, press download, and rather than getting the installer, you just download the zip. So this will download a fresh zip of the latest version of OBS. This is how you can also test betas as well without kind of affecting anything. I've actually got some older versions there, so I'm just going to delete them and extract this file now, because obviously to get the software to run, we need to extract it, right? So as that's doing its business, I'll show you how to get it set up. So we open the file. And in here, because it's still extracting, we're going to right click and create a new text document. And we're going to call this portable_mode.txt. That's all we have to do. We don't have to put any text into it or anything. It literally is just that. There we go. The extraction's complete. And the other thing that I like to do is go into the bin folder. Some people are like, well, how do I get the software to start? It's actually in here. You go in the bin folder, and you'll find obs64.exe. Jump straight into here. You can pin it to start if you want to, or because I have multiple versions of OBS, I usually like to create a shortcut. And then with that shortcut, I'll cut it and paste it into the root of the folder. So now I've got OBS just here, and when I run this, we can tell it's working in portable mode because it will create a new folder called config, and it won't be pulling anything. It'll be like I'm setting this up for the first time. It'll ask me to do the auto config wizard. There's no profiles, no scene collections, and I can basically go and test now my entire setup by copying across the plugins that we mentioned earlier, and we can also import the profile. So if I go to my desktop, it's right there. It was 1920 by 1080. Took me a second then. I press import, and then we can see that profile's there. So this is all my Twitch login and everything like that. That's all there. I press scene collection, press import. Do I want to automatically scan? You can do if you want. I'm going to press no for now because I know exactly where I saved it to. In development.json. There we go. Import. And as if by magic, go to this. And this is my now OBS set up exactly the way that it was before. Obviously, some things are missing because anything that's in red like a source, that means you've not got that plugin installed. So that's the StreamUP adjustment layer, which is part of the StreamUP plugin, but we didn't install any plugins. So to do that, all we'd have to do is go back to our plugin folder where we downloaded everything to using the StreamUP Plugin Installer, go into OBS-Studio, and we copy the data and OBS plugins folders, paste them straight in there. It's not going to ask us to overwrite because there isn't anything to overwrite, and there's another two there. You have to kind of just be a little bit smart with the folders. Sometimes different plugin developers package their plugins differently, and we have to like kind of parse it, and sometimes it changes, so just be a bit delicate with what files you copy and paste in. And just like that, that's all the ones that are out today. I've also forgotten to install the StreamUP plugin, but that's not a problem. I could either go to the StreamUP website, just here, and go and download it from here. Or again, we can use this wonderful little tool. All I got to do is go and open it, just there. Go and find the plugin that I want. I'll go to required plugins. You should see StreamUP selected. Press download. This will get all the ones that we use within our tools and things that we have to use, like shader filters, move plugin, just to make it easier for people to use our products. And once that's done, it'll extract them, get it all ready. It's all in here. I'm just going to copy both these files again. It'll ask me to overwrite because there'll probably be some that want overwriting, but that's not a problem. And then just open. So I've installed my entire previous setup into this portable version of OBS. Everything's there, all the plugins. This is saying all this this is missing, which is not a problem because those were missing to start with. That's just fine. But all my plugins, my adjustment layers there and working. this is the entire setup that I had previously, but I'm now testing it. And I could go live straight away from here because it's got all the setup that I normally have in my profile. And that's it. We're in a test OBS now. So the next kind of thing that you want to do is, how do you update in the first place? You've got a few different options. You can go to your help button and press check for updates, and this will search for an update. A little bonus tip here is, if you want to actually test the betas and everything, if you go into settings, you can select your update channel just here and go to betas and release candidates as well, which is really handy if you do want to test those early stuff. And obviously having automatically check for updates is pretty important. Update it that way, or you can even just do it just by downloading it from the OBS website as well. So again, pressing download, you can overwrite using the installer, or you can use a zip like I showed you previously, which again, it's just really nice to make sure you've got everything working and you're fine and dandy. The last thing that you probably want to do just before we talk about rolling back is, if you've got any issues, the best thing to do is, well, there's quite a few places you can get support. You've got this actual forum just here, which is in the OBS forums, and you can get a link to it from inside OBS as well when you go to help. You've got the Discord server you can go to, the help portal. You've got all your log and your crash reports that might help the OBS team work out what's going on for you. And you've also got because you can create a thread or speak to people on Discord, you've also got GitHub, which is really, really handy. And this is what we're going to talk about next in a second. But you can create an issue here and even search through other issues to see if anybody else is having a similar issue, and you can provide more context to help the developers make the software better. So now we're in GitHub. We've learned how to do a backup. We know how to do a test build before we've even updated our own stuff, which is really cool. The next thing to do is, what if you've already updated and you kind of need to roll back? Because this is maybe your full-time job and your setup's not working. It's so easy. There's so many people that kind of scaremonger people saying, don't update, don't do this, you can't do this, that's it, everything's broken. You can roll back. It's so easy to do. You can go back to any version of OBS. If you look here, I'm going back to OBS 32. I can go even further back. OBS 31, we can go further back. OBS 30.2. There we go. You just select the version that you want to download and use, and then you just scroll down, go to Assets, and you can grab whichever platform it is, the Windows installer, the zip file. So if I grab this zip file just here, and I'll show you, I'm going to close down the OBS that we had open. This is quite a few versions prior, so we might have a few plugin issues and different things like that, but that's not a problem. This is all experimenting for the video to just show you how easy these things are. So that's OBS 30.2, and we're on 32. So what I'm going to do is copy that, go back to my desktop where I saved my OBS version, which is... Where have you gone? Oh, no, it'll be in downloads, sorry. It'll be just here, and I just paste it over there. And it's going to ask if it wants to overwrite those files, and it's not going to be a problem at all. So we'll let it do that. And now we've done all that, we can open OBS again. So we were on OBS 32.2.1 for Windows, and now we're on OBS 30.2.2. We've downgraded our OBS. And obviously we'll find that some plugins, filters, and things will not work depending on the version of OBS, which again is not a problem, because similar to downgrading OBS, you can downgrade your plugins as well. All we have to do is go to the OBS plugins. I always like to go to this one just here. You go grab whatever plugin that you want. So we'll say, I don't know, Advanced Scene Switcher, for instance, because that's a crazy plugin that does so much. You can just click on History, and you've got every version of the plugin. You go right back down to 0.1, which was from May 19. Boom, download. That's the old version of that plugin. You literally just have to copy that in like you normally would with any plugin. So in OBS Studio, this one, we'll go and put that directly into OBS again. Let me close that. Paste it in there. But that's it. You can install that. But obviously, you'll have compatibility issues depending on your OBS version. So that's pretty much everything to protect yourself. If you do have any questions, I am answering every single comment now here on YouTube. I will be putting this down into short, bite-sized pieces as well as YouTube Shorts and across my socials. If you're not following me on my socials, I've been posting a lot of really useful updates, such as like when plugins are updated, I give a weekly breakdown of what's happened so you guys know that you need to update your plugins. So please make sure you are subscribed and followed across the platforms, because there's a lot of really useful content out there for you. If you've got any questions, like I say, ask, and I'll see you in the next one. Please share this with your streamer friends and share the positivity and knowledge that it's okay to update, because you can always just press the big undo button, all right? Much love, put your rocket with the stone.